And welcome to, what day of the week is this? Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Um, I'm going to try to answer that question. I've been carrying this article around for a while too about how many steps you're needed. You know, if you have one of those iPhones that your iWatches that just keep track of your steps a day, are you doing enough? I I find it hard to believe, even though when I've worn those things at the end of a day, it's like, oh my God, you walked 10,000 steps. And I'm thinking, man, it just doesn't seem like that. Just count your steps. Do it manually sometimes, and it's a little rough. But we'll read it, see if there's a takeaway. The information you hear on Health Talk with Dr. Len is intended to be strictly educational and is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease. Any medical decision should be made between you and your healthcare professional. And now, here is Dr. Len. Again, we'll read the article from the University of Massachusetts Amherst in 1 second. I had a chance today to unload a lot of the memorabilia from my office after we closed it a couple of weeks ago. And I came across a sign. It's a stained glass sign that I got right when I first got out of school and I got my first promotion for Thrift Drug Company. And it's a stained glass window, about 18 by 20. It's a big RX with a mortar and pestle, and it's sort of gray with like a purplish lettering. It's beautiful. And then, it's amazing when I think about this thing that when I opened my first pharmacy was in this place called the Penn Beaver Hotel in Rochester, Pennsylvania. And we set up as an only antique pharmacy, and this sign hung above the front door. And it was there for a couple of years till we moved across the street to a bigger store, and it hung there. And then we moved into a medicine shop down around the corner, and it hung there. And then we moved to a big office in Cranberry, Pennsylvania, and it hung there. And it stayed there for years. And then when we closed that office, I took that stained glass window and I put it into a trailer, a double-wide trailer that we had in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where we camped. And it stayed there as a permanent installed glass window so I could watch the sun come through it. It stayed there many years till my kids decided they needed to put in an air conditioner in that window, and they took it out and gave it back to me. It actually was transported back, shipped back to me, and went in my Atlanta office. So it made another trek where it hung for a couple years. And now it's made it from there to North Georgia, where friends packed it up, and I just drove it home last Sunday. And now it sits here right in front of me. So it's made a huge trek, and it's been pretty cool. And I'm sitting here looking at it now, and it's got some memories to it. Meta-analysis of 15 studies involving nearly 50,000 people from 4 continents offers new insight into identifying the amount of daily walking steps that will optimally improve adults' health and longevity. Key to living longer, right? Whether the number of steps is different for people of different ages. The analysis represents an effort to develop an evidence-based public health message about the benefits of physical activity. Led by University of Massachusetts Amherst physical activity epidemiologist Amanda Palich, international group of scientists who formed the STEPS for Health Collaborative found that taking more steps a day helped lower the risk of premature death, obviously. More specifically, for adults 60 and older, there's me, the risk of premature death leveled off at about 6,000 steps per day, meaning that more steps than that provided no additional benefit for longevity. So again, between the 3, 4, 5 times a day I take my dogs out for a walk, I easily get that. And that's been good. Adults younger than 60 saw risk of premature death stabilize at about 8,000 steps a day and saw no advantage of going much over that. So for those long distance walkers, if you're walking just for enjoyment and chill time, it's great. But if you're looking for longevity, seems to be a magic number published in JAMA Network Open that found that walking at least 7,000 steps a day reduced middle-aged people's risk of premature death. 7,000. So if you have one of those neat little watches, keep tabs. Make sure you're doing that every day. Among the 3 higher active groups that got more steps a day, there was a 40 to 53% lower risk of death. Not taking a statin drug, not doing anything else, not taking all your supplements, just walking. God made us to move. The major takeaway is that there's a lot of evidence suggesting that moving even a little bit more is beneficial, particularly for those that are doing very little activity, Dr. Palich said. More steps per day are better for your health. And in terms of mortality risk, levels off at about 6,000 to 8,000 for older adults, 8 to 10 for younger adults. So now you know. See, you heard it here. The number to schedule your personal consult time, whatever your issues are, 888-231-5325. 888-231-5325. Brian will take your info and get you scheduled right away. One-on-one time to discuss whatever your health issues are. I'm here. You're there. Let's get together. All right. Have a great, healthy day, folks. God bless you. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.